And we're live.
I'm going to go find us.
So I'm going to close. So I hope this comes through clear. I am connected directly to my internet tonight because I have absolutely terrible Wi-Fi. It is Saturday evening. And after that big snowstorm, a lot of people the last 2 days, it's been awesome because everyone lost their power and we got ours back really quick. We were very lucky. So we were like the only ones using our Wi-Fi. So I even uploaded a quick video yesterday, like during the middle of the day in no time.
So bad right now. They're sending us a new modem. I had to finally call them yesterday. I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but this is terrible. It took me, I started uploading that video yesterday afternoon and it took until today to upload that video.
Wow, and that's bad for you. That's a normal night for me. Hi, Remy. Hello. And look at that. Rem has joined. He's my first member. He's joined my membership. So he has a special little thing next to his name and he gets special emojis he gets to use. And when we get more people, I'll talk about that. I finally got some, hello.
I want to
As We Can Farms. Thank you for joining. I hope everyone's got their jammies on.
I'm drinking water. I'm like, what am I going to drink for this? I just had coffee. So I'm like, I better not have more coffee because that would not be great right before bed.
I literally just got done eating because nothing has gone right today. And I was like eating with 20 minutes to go for this live. And I didn't eat lunch. So I knew I had to eat some supper because I was getting the shakes. So I asked David, I said, about 7:30, can you bring me a tea? Because right now I'm a little full.
Right. Yeah.
I'll be having my tea. But yeah, my members. So I've decided one of the things I'm going to do for my members is I'm working on it right now. I hope to have it done by the end of the year is if you are a member, you're going to get to see some of the bloopers that I cut out of my videos.
Oh, mine are so good. The one, last one's like, I was like this. They're so
I
good.
do this a lot, and Mom, I'll go, oh, that's not what I wanted to say. So I'm kind of upset because I think some of my bloopers from like the very first couple of videos I don't have because I just like deleted them all, and then I started thinking maybe I should keep these for future use. So So that will be one of the things that just members will see is like a blooper reel. I'm hoping to have it done before New Year's so we can have it up there. I think it will be fun. I know I've been laughing at some of them because I'm like,
yeah, and fun.
And I'm terrible about talking about the membership. Like YouTube keeps sending me emails saying, look, you've been approved for membership on your channel. You know, here's how to get more members and all that. And I'm just like,
this cat is trying to play with my, no, kitty. He's trying to play with my hair. What is she doing? This is an outside cat. This is our stray cat. But sometimes she comes in, but still acts like a crazy barn kitty.
Oh, is that the kitten?
Yeah, this is the kitten. But she comes to me and she meows now and lets me.
We put ours at the end of our videos. But I thought I've been watching a few crafting people who I started following, and they'll do a blooper reel at the end of every video. But truthfully, some of my videos would be way too long if I do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of bloopers. Look, I have 2 teenagers, a husband, 2 dogs, one that's a crazy dachshund. Like life happens sometimes in the middle of these videos that get cut. If you only knew, some of them I've been keeping, like that one I did when we were decorating and Gracie was trying to do the ending for me, and I thought it was too funny. So yeah, but it's not always I'd have way too long a video if I kept the bloopers in, if I added the bloopers at the end. And my Wi-Fi is horrible. It takes so long. Like I really try to keep my videos short on purpose so it doesn't take me 6 days to upload.
No, so I really don't. Like mine was slow enough. I called them and ended up having a bad modem. And no, I just wouldn't be able to. I would maybe move back to the States just because of that.
It's not Canada. This is not a Canadian problem. It's where we specifically live.
Oh, I see.
When I called them last week because it was worse than usual, or I shouldn't say usual, it was the usual. I was having to reboot my modem like 3-4 times a day. And he admitted to me, he literally admitted it was horrible, that they have way too many people on the tower out here. There's just too many because people call and complain that they've got terrible internet, so they give in.
Well, that's not fair to the people that
Nope.
were first, like, and it's not people signing up like, okay, fine, you can have internet on our tower, but then it's just going to be garbage,
Yep. No, it just, I mean, they give in to people, and then what they're doing for the foreseeable future, this is the phrase that really bothered me. For the foreseeable future, we're halving everybody's bill, which is good because I don't want to be paying a lot for crappy internet. I still would rather have the better internet and pay full price. But if I'm not going to get the good internet, then so they're halving our bill for the foreseeable future. So that means that they've got no plans to put up another tower. Like, it's so, like, Aiden's always saying, if I come into a lot of money, he says, I'm starting up an internet company.
For real. And he could be
rich. He said, it's starting out here. Or he even researched how much it costs to get your own tower in your yard for your own internet. He even researched that. It's like, what was it he said? $5,000?
Ricky.
$10,000 for to have your own internet tower.
And get Marco.
Oh.
I think it was 15,000. It was like 15,000 to get your own internet tower. Wow. So that's not something we're doing.
I mean, could it be a tax write-off?
But it's just when we bought our place, we did ask, because we had teenagers, who were used to having high-speed internet in town. So we asked them, you can get internet out here. Oh yeah, you can get cable, you can get internet. What they didn't tell us is that there's different kinds of internet. I had no idea. I just always took it for granted, right? And out in the country for the first couple, like the first 6.5, 7 years we were out here, we were on satellite internet and we had 100 megabytes of data a month. That was it. The kids couldn't stream anything. Like, Aiden would use up it all in a day gaming, and we'd have no internet for the rest of the month.
Noon every day. Like, that's
Yep. It was terrible. So last year, the people who install it for the company, she called them, the secretary, and said, look, these people have been very good customers for 7 years. They've got 2 teenagers. She's trying to have a YouTube business. Can you please find room? And people had moved away and gone off the tower, so we were able to go on it. And it opened up, like, we have streaming now on TV. And, so I hate to complain because, I don't mind when it takes 2 or 3 hours to upload a video. I really don't. I hate when it takes 36 hours.
Yes, because that's like your people are like waiting. Like, where's Lynn? Like, how come her video isn't up? Thank goodness for the community tab though, because that didn't used to be a thing.
I know, and you have to have 500 subscribers to get that community tab.
Yep.
So that used to be really frustrating. I'd have to do shorts because I could upload shorts right off my phone and say, look, a video is coming today. It's just taking forever. And it's stressful because I try to do mine the night before so I can schedule them for the morning. So that way I can come down and put my in screen on and all that stuff. And I come down in the morning sometimes and I'm like, you're still not uploaded.
That's how I felt this morning. Like, what is happening? I went to go monetize it. I have to go back in like after it uploads to monetize it or whatever. And I'm like, it's not done yet. And on my new phone, it doesn't show me the progress. I was so mad.
And I don't do anything on my phone other than shorts and the community tab and answering, comments and stuff because I can't edit on that little I need my laptop with my mouse so I can, edit and everything. I can't do it on my phone because we do have really good data on our phones. And but when I've tried a hotspot last week, I tried hotspotting off of my phone and it still did not go any faster, which was kind of interesting considering I can stream on my phone data.
No problem. And run your laptop, like, I don't know. So
who is ready for Christmas? Can you believe a week from today is Christmas Eve?
No, I cannot.
I mean, it never came this fast when we were kids.
No way, because we wanted to open our presents, and so it took forever.
So, Brenda, you're not late. We're literally just chit-chatting right now, complaining about crappy internet and, and all that. We haven't really talked about the Christmas stuff yet. So welcome. Thanks for coming. But no, and I think this must be your second half, your better half, whatever. So hello to Jake. He's actually home tonight.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's outside or what he's doing.
I'm ready for Christmas to be over. Oh, he's a Scrooge, is he?
Well, it's because I spend his money more than normal. So I'm always like, oh, but we need to get this, and oh, we need to get that. No, we don't want to. We already have all these things.
Yeah. I mean, what's really funny for me is I haven't done any Christmas baking at all. And I'm usually because I usually send in stuff for David too at work.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to either the last couple of years. We haven't been able to send anything into work because, you know, all the crap that was going on. So I and then we got sick, and it's taken us kind of a while to get our energy back. And
sick has really put us back, even though they're older now and I don't have to hover over them and stuff. I don't know. And I was sick before them. It just really took me way back in the things that I wanted to do.
Yeah. It's just kind of disrupted the routine of everything.
Right.
It's just so we're all out of whack, and then we're dealing with this crazy new puppy, so that we bought her for Grace. She's turned into my dog. Yeah. And the vet said, you can't always predict who the dog is going to bond with. No. It's totally up to the dog. Maybe if Gracie was on her own by herself.
Oh, the person that is in charge of the house. Sorry, husband.
Yep.
No, that's job. And so that's where the animals go towards, and that's just how it is. Same with my brother's dog. We all pitched in and got him a dog to replace his dog that had died several years. Not replace, but
right.
And he doesn't even like him. The dog doesn't even like him. It's my sister-in-law's dog at this point.
Yeah, I mean, and I love her. I love Puggy and I love Lily, but it's very stressful because she's got severe separation anxiety from me. I cannot leave the room and she's panicking. We can't go anywhere as a family unless we take her with us. And she doesn't have her therapy training yet. So she's not welcome everywhere. So we can't take her places.
From Amazon to be yep, this is my
yeah. And so I've been talking to our vet, and they've recommended a really good local dog obedience, dog training, puppy training. She said they've worked wonders with people with separation anxiety and everything. So we're going to, in the new year, take her in, and we're going to start that just so, because even the vet said, she goes, it's very stressful in the family when you can't do anything and I said, that's what we're at. We can't do anything because someone has to stay home.
Right.
And if I leave, like Grace said, when we left today, she did sleep because the family was out all morning. So it was just her and I kept her busy. So when Grace came home, I knew I had to go out and get groceries with David. I knew she'd sleep for Grace. And that's what she did. The whole 2 hours we were gone, she slept. But last night or the night before when we went out, Grace said, Mom, she never stopped. She kept going to the door, looking for you. And so when I'm home alone with her, it takes me 3 times as long to get anything done.
I absolutely know. And we just put down 2 of our skipper keys since July until just a month. And it definitely sucks that we had to put them to sleep, but I have so much more free time. I don't have to take care of them and change their diapers. And, Shelby was blind. So I had to go really slow all the time so she could hear me and follow me. And so, yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah. I'm just reading this comment. FYI, a dog behaviorist. I can help you with this. Oh, I will totally take any help because I've never experienced this with all the dogs we've had. We've never gone through separation anxiety before. Apparently, it's not uncommon with dachshunds. So it is kind of, I guess, from just talking with other dachshund owners, it is kind of, and it's funny, all my research never talked about this.
He's still a baby, so
yes,
maybe it'll get a little better as she gets older too.
I'm hoping.
Yes.
But we're still dealing with the really disgusting habit that she's got.
Oh, I was hoping that was done.
Of eating.
I wonder why.
Dog poop. I'm just going to say it. And it's stressful because we have to watch her like a hawk.
Yeah.
When we go out, because we go out with her, and sometimes she wants to go out a million times, and it's not even to do anything. She just loves the snow. So we have to get all bundled up to go out with her because we have to be right there. We have to be. So that's stressful on everybody because we're used to our old man. We call him Puggy. We let him out. He does his thing. Yeah. He lets us know when he wants to come back in, right? So we don't and we'll go out and clean it up later, but we don't have to do it that second. And now so that's very, very stressful. And again, she said, hopefully the trainer can help us with that too. So, because it's not part of the breed. When we treat small dogs like babies, they get like this. I'm not going to say, I mean, like, I love her and stuff. And don't get me wrong. I like that she loves being on my lap and everything. I love that, you know, because I like lap dogs because we have pug, but it's just, I need a break. You know? So
things.
Really? Because we can farms. I'm sorry, I don't know your first name. We bought the stuff from the vet and we had to feed it to Puggy too. We did that for like 3 or 4 weeks, did nothing. And it cost me like $45 for this stuff. Did nothing. We did the hot pepper flakes. She loved it even more. Like she went at this poop covered hot pepper flake poop covered stuff like it was chocolate. Like she went insane. So Heather, okay, thank you, Heather. I'll tell you about that in a second. So we have tried, nope, that stuff doesn't work. So tomato sauce, really just plain tomato sauce, like nothing added to it. Just add some to her food. I'm trying it. I will try anything.
Our boxer that did this when he was a puppy, he would eat his own poop. We crate trained him and he would still poop in his crate, which I never have had an animal do. And I don't even remember what we did to break him of that. I think he just like grew out of it, but he pooped in his crate during that puppy period of us crate training him.
Yeah. It's not just her own. She'll go after pugs too.
Right. Yeah.
Like I've never had a dog do this ever. And the vet said she might not outgrow it. And I'm like, 18 years of this?
Is it an anxious thing or is it like a mineral?
She said it's because she said like the mama dogs eat it for the babies, right? And so she said they're designed so it doesn't hurt them. Like she said, it won't make them sick or anything because they're designed to be able to eat it. So she said, it's nothing you're doing. It's nothing. She said, it's just, she said she had a poodle. The vet had a poodle that did the same thing. She said that they constantly had to watch her like a hawk. Heather, so the crate training, we've gone through 3 crates in a playpen. She's destroyed them all. She has messed in them so bad. Like at 2 a.m, we'd be laying in bed and I'm like, uh-oh. We get up, we'd have to bathe her, pull all her bedding out. Like we weren't sleeping at all. So we had to give up on the crate training. And Puggy was amazing crate trained. Like he'd go in it on his own. I reached out to the breeder. She said they've never been able to crate train any of their dachshunds ever. I've joined a dachshund owner group. Every one of them I talked to said, no, we've never been able to crate train. Like she pulled out her nail whenever she hurt her nail, scratching at the crate. I mean, we've never had this happen ever. And I mean, like she would mess so bad in the crate 3, 4, 5 times from like midnight to 4 a.m. I
feel like it's an anxiety thing that
I think it is too.
Your behavior training and stuff like that, it'll maybe subside.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what we're and they've got great reviews. Like I've talked to people who have used this trainer. The vet highly recommends them. I've talked to her through email. She sounds like a lovely lady and it's a woman too. So I think that will help Lily be more comfortable. And I think we're going to get one-on-one class. I don't know if we're going to take her into like with a bunch of other puppies. We'll see what she recommends. Like she's going to do more in-depth when I tell her we're ready for the classes and everything. So, but a mini dachshund. She's a full size, but yeah, it's.
Wait, they have mini dachshunds?
Yep. They're pretty cute. And I got to tell you, I can't imagine them being smaller because, I mean, Lily's long, but she's still tiny. So, but they're very small. But I love her. Like, well, this is our first dachshund, and I think I'm a pug and a dachshund person now because she's so funny.
I'm like dogs. Like, first it was just Skipper Keys, then it was Skipper Key and Boxers, then it was Skipper Keys, Boxers, Great Pyrenees. And I kind of like the chocolate lab too. And then my ex-husband has a French bulldog and I really love him. Like
our neighbor has a French bulldog. Yeah. my son's his old best friend, they had a French bulldog, Roxy, and every time I go there, I'm like, I'm taking her. I'm taking her home.
That dog, when James first got him, he got him from Texas when he was down there. He works on the wind turbine sites, and then he got laid off for a minute from down there, and so he came back up here with Brax, little tiny puppy, like same age when you got Lily. And then he got called to whatever other job site. Well, Brax was too small at that point to like take him. He couldn't like train him to not go potty in the hotel room,
Yeah.
While he was at work all day. So he stayed here, peed all over, which was terrible. Literally the spoiled dog ever. And I loved him. He's the greatest dog.
Yeah, I love them, but they have even more. They can have even more health problems than pugs because they're brachia.
We definitely had to take the vet a lot, like for his ears and his eyes. Like he got this cherry eye one time.
Yeah, that happens a lot. A lot of times their nostrils are too small, and they have to get them. They have to get a nose job. So I'm just gonna say real hi, Matt. Thanks for coming in, and Jean, I missed you saying hi, but I did see you popped in, so hello. I will take you up on that, Heather. I really will, because at this point I will stand on my head if you tell me it will help.
Take a video, please.
Oh yeah, it's exhausting. Puggy was hard to house train. It took us almost a year. Like I was getting ready to the point where I thought we were going to have to find him a home because the stress of him not, and then something clicked and he finally got it. Knock on wood, Lily was 6 months old just a couple of days ago, and she is way ahead of where he was. It's like she's really done well with that. I mean, we've done really well. I also had little ones still too when we first got Puggy, so I think them being older has helped us.
Puppies with new kids or small kids, it's a lot of work.
A lot, and having them help make sure she gets out as soon as she has to go if someone's busy like that. So that's been a big difference. But yes, I will look for is your email on your channel? I'm hoping. Good evening, Marnie. Welcome to the pajama party.
I never wear pajamas either. This is like the first time, and I usually just wear a big shirt to bed.
This is our first day. I got David and I new Christmas pajamas this year, and these are our first new ones. And like, I don't know, I always just buy them for the kids, but I loved these ones. They're so soft, like they're amazing. And like, I'll have to show you. So this is what mine says. And my pants have like hot cocoa, tea, gingerbread cookies, all that. So the pants match that David has, and his shirt looks like mine, only his says official Christmas cookie tester, which is exactly what he is.
Last year, we got us all matching pajamas because I always get us all matching ones, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking to Callie about them like a couple of weeks ago about whatever matching pajamas we were going to get this year. And she's like, well, last time you got us all ones that said Mama Bear on the shirt. I'm like, no, I didn't. She's like, yes, you did. I'm like, I didn't even notice that. So all the girls had Mama Bear shirts on. God, I didn't even notice. Like, why didn't anybody say anything?
That's too funny.
They're the same size that I do, so I just like grabbed it all out of the same bin.
We tried to get matching ones for the kids too to match us this year because we've actually never done that. We've all had like Christmas jammies, but they didn't match. And I think the kids had matching ones. Like, well, Aiden had the more boy version than what Grace had. But anyway, right. And then as they've gotten older, it's been harder, and it was really hard to find Gracie.
They go super fast, so I'm always like,
yeah,
enough sizes for everybody.
Yeah. And I looked early, but it was very hard to find her ones. And I happened to find her ones. I'm like, you know what? They don't look like the rest of us, but I know she's going to love them. And they're short sleeve because Gracie does not like long sleeve pajamas at all.
Sure.
At all. I think it's because of her eczema. She gets too hot and then she'll break out. So when
I have long stuff on in bed.
Yeah. That doesn't bother me. I like them. It has to be like this t-shirty. It's not even t-shirt. It's even softer than a t-shirt. Those are okay, but I was finding a lot of the really thick, heavy polar fleece pajamas. I can't sleep in them.
People put their babies in pajamas like that. And I am always like, my kids would not have it. They slept in their diapers. It was a thing to get anything on them, Like,
no.
I cannot.
I sleep with a human furnace, so I cannot have heavy. When he would go
Right.
away, when he was full-time military and he'd be away in the winter, I'd wear those things to bed alone because I was so cold. So we're talking about Christmas. So obviously I can't believe a week from today is Christmas Eve. I'm just looking forward to having like David and Aiden having the time off. I just want them home, away from all the sick people.
Right.
Like just
We're going to Jake's parents this year, which normally we don't take the kids with us because I always have the kids until Christmas morning. They open their stuff and then their dad takes them for a few days or whatever. Well, now he's stuck in Canada, so
he's over here.
Kids. I'm like, oh, now Jake and I are gonna walk in with 6 kids instead of just Callie with us. Like to his house. They're probably gonna be like, oh. Have you ever watched Bebe's Kids? That's what I feel like.
Yes.
All my little trash pandas behind me.
Yeah, so and it's just the 4 of us, so we don't have family here. We don't have we don't have friends here that visit or anything like that. So Heather, my husband retired for last year. He did 30 years in the Canadian military. His last, how many years were you a loadmaster, hon?
17.
So the last 17 of those years, he was a loadmaster on the Herc, the old one and the newer one. And he retired, but he's still in the military because he's gone back reserve. And he now is safety. It's a big long word. What are you? Hazard prevention officer. That's what he is.
What does Herc mean?
Huh?
What is a Herc? Is that what you said?
Oh, Hercules airplane. That's what it's called. It's called a Hercules airplane.
I was thinking for some reason.
C-130. So that's what he did. David's done multiple tours overseas. He did 3 tours alone to Afghanistan. So so it was time, we're loving that he is retired. Like he's home every night for supper. He doesn't work weekends. He doesn't work holidays. He doesn't go away anymore. Like it's wonderful. Oh, I think Tanya might have just lost her Wi-Fi.
No, my dad called and it cut. Why would it do that? Why would it?
What are you?
Like I have dial-up internet. Why would it boot me out of this?
I don't. Yeah. At least you came back quick.
Jake in here. I'm gonna have Jake call him so he doesn't try to call me back.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It is. It's he did his dues more than did his dues. So, where it's wonderful, and the fact that the kids are still like Aiden. He gets to go to Aiden's track meets and stuff, and he doesn't miss birthdays anymore. He doesn't miss holidays anymore. Like it's it's nice that he's still able to do it with the kids that are. I mean, our daughter's 19, but she was still her last year of high school when he retired. So, Remy doesn't have Christmas jammies, but he bought an ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah, well, I have an ugly Christmas sweater. Mine has a llama on it.
Okay, there was actually one at Walmart. I think it was last Christmas, and it had a pug.
Of them.
It had a pug on it wearing reindeer antlers, and I didn't think it was that ugly. So I don't know what that says about me.
Sweaters, like I want all of them. Every time I see them, I'm like, I want this.
I didn't think they have some that are very ugly, but I thought the pug with the little reindeer antlers, I thought it was cute. I'm like, I would wear that like in a video I'm making or whatever. And I should have got it, but I didn't. So hello, Waking Up Country. Thanks for dropping in. So one of the things, other than just having fun tonight and stuff, I just thought because it is a week to go, we talk about maybe some Christmas traditions we do. We obviously do the pajamas.
Why do you have a reason?
Do we have a reason? I don't know. I think Grace was born in October, and my mother got her a pair of Christmas pajamas. I think said my first Christmas, and I think that's what started it for us.
You want to know
why?
I wanted my kids to look cute on Christmas morning when I took their pictures, and not everybody all have different stuff on. So I would get them all a pair of pajamas that they could open the night before, and we'd have a movie night. And so they were super adorable opening their presents.
I mean, I will admit and I will tell you too, even Aiden, they love them even at this age. They loved them when they were little, that they were so excited to get them.
Yeah.
You know, and I would usually make it as part of the advent calendar kind of thing. Like one year I did a scavenger hunt and they had to go around finding them, and then they eventually led to them. Like they love them. And even like Gracie was all excited when I came home with hers and surprised her with hers the other night, and Aiden too, like, oh, our Christmas, like, and they're 15 and 19.
Yeah.
So they love doing it. And I think it just, that's just kind of, my mother started it all with that, my very first Christmas. And I still have those of Grace's, and I have Aiden's too. He looked like Santa. And I have a picture of him.
That stuff. My ex-mother-in-law actually found a little pair of jeans from Ricky when she was 4. I think they were 4T. She's like, do you want me to save them? I'm like, no. Like, I don't have any of their baby clothes, like none. And now I kind of feel like I should have kept
what
them.
I did was everything I saved for Aiden's had to fit in one of those, and Grace too, one of those vacuum big bags that you can get to put clothes in. I got one size, and whatever I wanted to keep had to fit in that, and the same for Grace. Because at one point I was saving, I had like 7 or 8 totes of Grace's clothes because she got spoiled rotten from like the family.
Away bags of clothes from Jay that I never even took the tags off. He couldn't even wear them before he outgrew them. We had so much stuff.
And my sister, her daughter was 3 months ahead of Grace. So I would get a lot of her stuff. My mother would bring it with her. So, so I had, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't keep all this. So I have, and my plan is eventually to make them quilts. I'm like Aiden's, I have like Grace's first birthday dress, because David got that overseas and he brought it home for her to wear for her first birthday. I'm not going to cut that up into a quilt. I'm going to set it aside, and if we ever have a granddaughter or something, maybe they can save it for that. But my plan is to make them into a quilt. So I still have their first Christmas jammies, and I'm just looking. Let me read the comments. That's what we did too. Pajamas opened on Christmas Eve. Yeah. Yep. Now that they're older, I give them to them a little bit sooner because they're older, but it used to be Christmas Eve thing.
Pajamas. My kids go to school in their pajamas, and I used to get so mad. I'm like, you guys cannot wear comfy clothes to school. It's literally not a thing. You have to wear your jeans and a nice shirt. Like, you're not wearing this stuff to school. And now that's all they wear. They will not put jeans on. But Ashton started dating this girl, Savannah, and the other day, she's very like cowboy, like rodeo, jeans, men in jeans. He came home. He's like, Mom, I need some jeans. I'm like, what? What did you just say? Because I've been trying to wear jeans for the last 3 years. He's like, Savannah likes jeans. I'm like, oh, isn't that amazing? Savannah likes jeans. So now you need to wear.
Always the girl. See, Aiden can't wear jeans because it's
like a texture thing.
Yeah, a texture thing, and it triggers him with his Tourette's. Like he just, they have the seam, and I totally get it. That seam that goes down the leg, I get why they.
Even though I do wear them when I like go out, I put jeans on, but when I get home, they're gone.
So I'm just reading everybody's. I just love everybody saying how their kids are still, like she said, her daughter's 22 and still asks for them. Like, it's just, and part of that too, right, is because it's the memories you have, right? Yeah. And I think that's what I always find when I get a little down this time of year. It's because the magic that you felt as a kid,
yes,
you can't get that back.
My brother and I used to sit in. This is before my parents got divorced, and I was like 4 or 5 when my parents got divorced, so we were really small. But we would sit in the living room at nighttime, and it would be like really low lighting, and we would think that we saw Santa's elves outside when it was dark outside, like run across the window, and like it was fun, like that stuff. Happy,
the excitement, and putting out the cookies. And I think that's what makes me feel a little down, is because you can't. And now I seen a meme on Facebook the other day, and I said, now what I realized as an adult, it was my mother who was busting her butt to make sure Christmas was magical for me.
Yep.
So I'm just reading this comment. It's amazing what the opposite sex does to these. Exactly.
Right? His mother couldn't force him. Like, literally, they won't. They just won't. None of them. Raylan and Jay both wear jeans, but the rest of them, it's not. They just won't. And so I go pick them up at school or something, and I see literally everybody else walking out in sweats too. And because back when we were in school, if you were wearing sweatpants, no. It just
we
wasn't.
only wore them for gym class.
Right.
And now it's part of, I mean, I will say that I love my leggings. Like I live in leggings. I love them. I have like a bazillion pairs of them. I do wear jeans a lot more this time of year, obviously, because in the summer it's just too hot.
Right.
But Aiden is now wearing the cargo pants that I can get him from, and I can only get them from American Eagle because he's like this thin and this tall.
So skinny, so hard to buy stuff for him.
Yeah, 6'1" and like a 28 waist, and you can't find them except there. So thank God they have good sales, because that's when Mama goes, and he's easy on his clothes for other than his workout stuff, which he has separate. So
good.
I still have young kids, so seeing enough. I mean, I will say, even having teenagers, they're still excited, and like Grace says, I still have a hard time falling asleep, you know, and but I just it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. And I will say, part of me is grateful Santa doesn't come here anymore, because that was stressful. I felt that.
That's why then we get grandkids, because then we're going to have time to be able to, like, I used to be so stressed out with all my kids, and I'd be trying to like make all the cookies with them and help them frost it and make the gingerbread houses, and I was literally stressed, and it was not fun for me, you know, like I couldn't enjoy it. It was a mess, and it took a lot of time. And so with grandkids, I think I can do those things. Send them away when we're done. Like,
I think that's our reward, though. I don't even know if I'm going to get grandkids, so we will see. All about the stretchy pants. I love them, and they're cute, and they're so comfortable. Like, I love them. I got my camo yoga pants on right now. Dave, hi, Dave. Thanks for dropping in. So, what other traditions do you guys like to do besides the pajamas?
We do the pajamas. There was something I was going to tell you when you were talking about the pajamas, and now I don't remember what that was. Sad. It'll come to me.
Yep. If it comes to you, just tell me.
What do you guys do? What are some traditions that you guys do?
The kids get a new ornament every year.
Oh yeah, we don't do that either.
So we got that.
We don't do much. Like I maybe have.
I wish, again, the family started that because when you have a baby, everybody gets you baby's first Christmas ornament. Even though we had already bought Grace's, my mother got her one. I think 2 aunts got her one. Aiden has 2 or 3 of his too. You don't get as many for the second for some reason as you do the first.
Well, I don't have any, I don't think I even got baby's first Christmas ornaments, but I have a couple of things that the kids made at school that were cute and I kept over the years or whatever. And none of them were from Ricky. I think both of them were from, one was Ashton, one was Memphis maybe. And so Ricky's like, so what? You just don't have an ornament that I made? I'm like, I mean, I don't know. There's not one up there. So I made this mushroom tree. She's like, I'm going to make a mushroom ornament and you're going to hang it on the tree. I'm like, okay, you want to see her mushroom?
Yes.
It's literally the worst mushroom in my whole entire life that I've ever seen. So
listen to her.
So it sits on my nightstand.
Ricky, it's beautiful.
You just said that. I am right beside your room, and I've been listening to this stuff. And
the only thing is it's the coloring makes it look.
I know.
X-rated.
You should have seen the first one. It was like this big. I'm like, Ricky, it's got to hang on a fake tree branch. It's not going to hang there. So I'm make another.
But you know what? And next going, you'll pull out that mushroom ornament. You'll laugh and you'll think about it. So I mean, that is sometimes those are the best.
It's the ornament that you hang on the back of the tree, like on there. But you just can't.
Yeah. So, look, Jean, I'm glad you told us what it was.
And Ricky makes me some really cute stuff. My room is, in fact, littered with stuff from Ricky, but this one wasn't it. Just was not.
Oh, it's great.
I did like it so I could destroy it again.
I have
Oh, that will be the best memory though you have. Every time you bring that out every year, you'll laugh and she'll be like,
now my
so
cheeks.
yeah, so we do the ornament and it's getting harder though. Like what we started doing is like whatever sport maybe they were into, like Grace has quite a few dance ones from the years. She did figure skating one year. She did gymnastics one year. Like we got our ornaments from that. Same for Aiden. Getting harder now that I had an awful time trying. I was trying to find Aiden. He's really into like the 3D printing and technology and yeah, and it's at school. We don't have a 3D printer. The school has one. And he just definitely wanted to I wanted to find that and we could not. I tried online. I went to every store we could find.
It exist. I mean, probably not.
And then ironically, I found one that I wanted to get him last year. I couldn't find. It was the track team one. I'm like, oh my gosh, because he made the track team this year too. So I got him that, and I took my Cricut and made his name on it. He loved it. They got him already. They got him with their advent calendar, one day on their advent calendar, because I make my own advent calendar and put my own things in it. So, and Gracie, we got her an alien one this year from Hallmark. Because Grace is obsessed with outer space, aliens.
The 90s, like I remember alien, tie-dye, like peace sign, like that all used to be like a vibe in the 90s at some point. Posters on your walls, on your shirts. That's why it's not on my
Jean, I will never forget that mushroom. Well, we think we're a hoot, so I'm glad you all do. Hello, CRT. Thanks for dropping by. So, yeah, so they do that. And then Gracie, when she was 6, I took her to see the Nutcracker ballet for the first time.
Oh,
and to watch her,
awesome.
Oh, to watch her reaction at it was just, I mean, it was just our local little theater, but she didn't care.
Yeah.
So every year I made her a Nutcracker that year. And then every year since then we bought her one, which was a big mistake. Cause like, when do you stop? Cause now she's got,
and has a house full of Nutcrackers.
Yeah. And then of course my mother got in on it and she found her. Just one second. Sorry, I got people talking in the back there. It's hard. My mother found her the Mouse King from the Nutcracker. And I was like, oh my gosh, but I already got her one because I actually got her Clara that year. So some years she actually got 2 because my mother jumped in on it. And yeah, so if she's around, I'm making her one this year. It's the last one because this is it. She's got like 20 of them now. So I figured that's more than enough. And they're getting harder to find like different ones. They really are, because
decorations like for her own space, you know.
That's the whole point, though. I'm gonna miss them when they go. but that was the thing. Like when she'll move out, like she'll have ornaments for her tree, and you know she'll have. So then Aiden, the 2nd or 3rd year in, he was still little. He's like, well, how come I don't get Nutcrackers? And I'm like, seriously? So we just started getting him the little ones over the years, and then the dollar store actually came out with really cute ones a few years ago. They're plastic, but they're cool. So we got him some of them, but I don't think I bought him any last year. I think I stopped last year because some of his came in like packs of 3. So he ended up catching up to her pretty quick. So, but yeah, so we do the Nutcracker every year, but this will probably be, I say this is last year, but we'll see what happens when I see, because I'm just finding they're all looking. David even got her one from Scotland one year when he went overseas. And he was gone like a few weeks before Christmas, and he was able to find her one there. And that's pretty cool that she's got that. So that was pretty cool. So, yeah, they're all starting to look alike. And that's kind of like, I couldn't find what I wanted for this last one. So I ended up getting a plain one, and I've been working on that. So I think she's going to be pretty excited.
I'd be like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Maybe, or it might sit on my kitchen table with the rest of my crafts that I don't get to.
Well, it's cute because her very first one I made, and if this ends up being her last one I made. So
yeah, that's cool.
We wanted to, we actually, had tickets to go to Christmas and ended up canceling it because of everything that was going on in the world, to the Toronto theater, like the big, like we were all going to go as a family and then stay overnight in the hotel and everything. So that was kind of disappointing. So I wanted to at some point we will go see like a real full production.
It'll be
of
awesome.
it. Yeah. So we do that. We make cookies. Obviously we do different baking, and everyone has their favorites I have to make every year.
We do gingerbread houses. We always fail epically at gingerbread houses, but we still do that.
We did them a couple of years, and I bought them a couple of years. Like I did everything from scratch. And
I'm gonna hot glue them this year because that frosting is not what is good. It's not.
David said this. He says we don't eat them anyway. He said so. I think we did it one year. We hot glued them.
We're hot gluing them because that's where the frustration starts, and it's always at the very beginning. Like, oh, let's make gingerbread houses. It's gonna be so fun, and then we like quickly remember that it's not so fun because you have to spend 4 hours holding up your walls until the frosting seals it.
And I don't understand it because you see other people and they use that frosting. It looks like everybody does ornaments.
Glue in there.
Yeah, I do. We put, if they don't already have the year, I do add the year. Though a lot of them too, like they'll know, oh, that was the year I played soccer for the first time because Aiden got like a soccer ornament that year. And oh, that's the year I learned how to figure skate, Mom. I learned how to skate. So it's fun. And like, yeah, the plan is they take those all with them when they go. So they will have their own whole bunch of ornaments for their first tree if they ever can afford to move out.
For real, it's so expensive.
We might be turning our garage into an apartment. Seriously, like we're thinking, like if we stay here, if we're thinking we're going to move down east, down to New Brunswick. No, because it would be too hard because we'd have to go through everything for David. The kids would be able to because they have dual because of me.
Right.
But we're thinking about going, and I mean, it's going to have to be like pretty much perfect what we want because moving again sucks. The thought of all that.
Forever, even with all of its flaws and faults, we're staying here because I freaking hate moving. It is not, I hate it so much.
Yeah, see, CRT saying they've never had luck with that frosting either. I don't know what the trick is.
No, me either.
Yeah, Remy's saying New Brunswick. I mean, David's originally from New Brunswick, and we definitely miss the ocean. Oh, we miss the ocean. When you grow up around it,
and we went to Florida, and it was the worst trip of my entire life, but did not see the ocean.
Now I've seen both now because I've been able to see, my parents live in Florida. So I've been able to see, but yeah, it's just, there's just something about the ocean, the smell of it, the sound of it.
I want to, that's for sure. And see, I just want to see it. I want to touch it.
I'm not expecting the house, like the house, as long as it's cosmetic stuff, I'm not worried about it. Like if it needs like major overhauling, because we'll be even a few more years older. We've already done a lot here. So I don't want to, but we're talking about if we can find a place that already has like an in-law suite or something for the kids, because like it's crazy. I'm just thinking, will there be a discount on rent due to crappy internet? They don't pay for it, so they can't complain. So, but yeah, I mean, like Aiden's been bugging me for over a week now. When are you making the whoopie pies? When are you making the whoopie pies? When are you making the whoopie pies? And I'm like, they will be made. I promise you, they will be made. So there's definitely things, and I don't usually add too many new things because everybody has their favorite, right? That they want.
That I need to cover with almond bark. We can see you in our live. Oh, you
Jake.
Anyways, the kids have been eating the pretzels, and I keep telling them, like, those are for Christmas. Stop eating them. They're like, why can't we eat them now? I mean, it's close to Christmas. I guess if you want plain pretzels, that doesn't sound very awesome.
Yeah, somebody got into my Hershey Kisses I bought for the cookies.
Or my chips. I put them in the freezer because that's where my grandma kept her chocolate chips. And somebody eats them.
David's terrible. He'll go get a handful just to have it for a sweet snack. He'll put them on ice cream. Yep. Like and I'm like, David, I don't mind, but you got to let me know when it's like low.
Oh, just kidding. I don't have any chocolate chips left.
So I bought him some that I didn't care for. He liked them. I'm like, you know what? These ones are yours. You can eat them whenever you want. The ones I get from Costco, you leave them alone.
Yes.
Yeah, it probably won't be into the new year just because I've got some videos coming out that are more, geared towards the holiday. And I've got, the problem is I got so many copycats I want to do. I can't keep them all straight. But and I've started asking the family for some ideas of what they would like to see. If anyone has any ideas they'd like to see me copycat, I'm all open to them too. So far they're going pretty good. So far, the hazelnut spread,
I have
Nutella
in my pantry.
It tastes good, but I will tell you one thing I've already learned since I made the video. I would make it with powdered sugar or icing sugar, depending on. Then it doesn't have the grittiness anymore because I blended the heck out of it, but it took a long time. I'll definitely make it with powdered sugar from now on. I should have. I really should have. But
my son.
We never ate them either.
Oh yeah, because they're too hard. I don't even know if they're like good. Does gingerbread taste good?
Yeah, it's not like.
I've never had like gingerbread men either, like eating them.
I actually don't. I make a molasses cookie that's chewy, so I don't really make the whole gingerbread men. It's not that I don't like them. I like gingerbread. It's just.
Did you call?
Oh, we lost Tanya again. Oh, there she is. I like them. I'm just not. I think David likes them. I think the kids would like them too, but it's just not something. I make so many others that we don't need to be making gingerbread men too. But yeah, and then Christmas Eve. Oh, I should say I always made a craft with the kids every year too. I would try and find Michael's was always great because they would have the little kits for you and they could pick out what they wanted. We did make a craft last year. Aiden, the older Aiden gets, the less patience he has. He had more patience at 5 than he does at 15. So he finds it's tedious. Like he's just so go. I just don't
get those things anymore because the kids are like, no, this is dumb. I barely gingerbread houses.
So this year Grace, I do have snow globes that I want to make, and Gracie wants to make one of them. It might be after Christmas.
Watching a video on them, the clear ones that you like put stuff in.
Yep.
Talking about.
Yep. I got them like last year, and we never got around to them. And I think I got them at Dollar Tree or Dollarama.
I got ours at Dollar Tree.
Yeah, and they're like you unscrew. Yeah, you can unscrew the bottom and everything. So, and I have Nightmare Before Christmas buttons left over from a crochet project I made Grace. And I told her, I said, you could totally do like a seam, glue them down, and you can have those buttons. Oh, speaking of culprit.
Hello, puppy.
You say hi? Yeah, I know.
Oh, I need to get Foxy a cute bow. Right, Foxy?
You are? Look, yes. Oh, I know. This is what she does.
That's what's every time we're on the bed, if Jake is laying down, she instantly is up here and like wants you to pet her. That's what she's doing right now. She's over sprawled out on Jake wanting pet.
Yes, Jean, I don't like those really hard gingerbread though. If it's not too bad if I can put them in my tea, but then I have to be careful because my teeth are very weak from all the years of chemotherapy and stuff. And I have to be careful what I eat because they break too easy. So I don't think we'll do that. This will probably be the first year where both the kids aren't doing a craft, and that's kind of sad. And then again, it's kind of not because it's one more thing.
It's all just different, like step in your life. Like you get to do something that you want to do instead. Yes,
I know.
Like,
thank you. Yeah, I don't want kisses. 1, I have makeup on. 2, you know what you do. We've been really good, and we brush her teeth and everything if we think she's gotten into any of it. But Lily, no kisses. No kisses. No. Yeah, like that works.
It's like everybody's like, oh, we should call Tanya right now. Literally, no one.
Is that why when someone calls it blanks?
No, I don't know why it would boot me out of this. Like, why is it taking me out of here? It wouldn't do that on my Android. My Android would keep me here.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, no, David is never like, I don't mind if she licks my hand, I'm not, but I don't want my face licked. I don't want her licking.
Oh, because they're yucky. Dogs are
Yeah.
yucky.
I mean, if she licks my wrist, I don't like totally freak out. I'm like,
Right.
okay, no. But yeah, like the rest of the family, if that tongue even comes out, they're freaking because they're all germaphobes. So
my dad literally will feed the dogs off of his fork and has my whole life. Like give bites off of his fork, and I was like, no.
My cousin does too. She'll lick an ice cream, let her dog lick it, and then she'll lick it again. And I'm like, you know where the tongue's been, right?
There's that rumor that goes around that says dogs' mouths are cleaner than humans, and that's just not true.
If that was true when a dog bit you, you wouldn't get infected from all the bacteria in their mouth. So yeah, no, I love you, and you can love me without kissing me. That's what we tell you. We taught Puggy. Puggy doesn't lick. If he licks occasionally, we're all shocked when he does because we're like, oh my God, Puggy just licked my arm. Because we taught him that, there's other ways to, show us you love us. So I know. They went out and they left you here with me, and now no one's here to keep you company. Huh? I know. You're so sweet. But you're such a pain, but you're so sweet. And then the breeder, we got her from the dachshund that was in love with David. Like, I mean, she loved David Paisley. The couple times we visited, she was all over him. Like, loved him. She had puppies, and 2 of them are blue. I've never seen a blue colored dachshund.
Either.
They're both boys. And I thought she'd keep one, right? Because she doesn't have a blue one in her. Right. And she's like, no, we have 9. She's 9 dachshunds is enough. We don't need 10. So she is selling them, and they're gorgeous. I've never seen them, but I'm like, yeah. Jean's saying she's got puppy fever. I don't have puppy fever. So.
No, once you get up to 9 dogs, it's so much. Like, we were up to 9, and now we're down to 7, and it's just 7 is much better. It's a nice, like, comfortable amount of dogs.
I mean, the amount of food to feed that many. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, my dream dog is an Irish Wolfhound. Like
that's awesome.
If something happened, we lucked out and were able to find one, I would take one in a heartbeat. But Jean's first dog was a Doxy. Yeah, this is our first. And I mean, they're quite the breed. They're a breed of their own. That's for sure. Aren't you?
We only have had skipper keys. So that's why I have skipper keys now. Cause that's what we had when I was a kid.
I didn't have dogs I had one dog growing up, puppy, that was part German Shepherd. She hated my sister, hated her. And she got hit by a car and passed away. And then we had a cat, a Maine Coon cat, that we actually watched people in a camper throw out of their camper in our yard and take off in their camper, and come to find out she was pregnant. That's why they dumped her. And we kept one of her babies because she was calico, long-haired calico with mitten paws.
Yeah.
We had them for quite a long time. And then we got one more cat, Emily. I named her after Emily Dickinson because I was totally into Emily Dickinson's poems that year. And but we never had dogs. And
do your parents have a dog now or no?
Yeah. When I got married, moved away, all of a sudden they get Sadie. They had her. And I'm like, I didn't have a dog when I was living here. She was a Springer Spaniel mix.
He was the smartest one out of all of us.
And now they have a Yorkie, little Bubba. And he owns, like what I was saying, how our dogs own us. He owns my parents. They have to go to bed at 8:00 at night because it's so black, because he will not stop until one of them goes into bed with him.
That's how Shelby were. They would not leave me alone until we were in here sitting down. And Zero's the same way. She'll come find us and want you to pet her and be all up on you. And if you don't go lay down and do it, then she'll just stop.
Yesterday, Grace was sitting in the smaller chair here, and it's hard to have a dog sit with you in there. It's not a lot of room.
Right.
And Puggy was pawing her constantly, wouldn't stop. She looks at me. She goes, I'm going to have to go over into the lazy boy and put the bottom up so he can lay with me, aren't I? I'm like, yep. And that's what she did. And within seconds of sitting down, he jumped up with her. I said, they own us.
Yep. They've got to figure figured out. In my next life, maybe I'll come back as a dog. It seems like a
I want to come back as my dog, though. I don't want to come back as anyone's dog. I got to come back here. Oh, Jean, that's too bad about your Chihuahua. My cousin just lost her pug to cancer just about a month or so ago. He was 13 and he was hurting. And like she said, he literally looked at her and like to say thank you because he was so miserable. So miserable. Yeah. So it's hard though. It's hard because you want them to live forever. I mean, Puggy's 11 and
right.
He's definitely slowed down.
Dogs didn't live as long as we did. It seems super unfair.
Yep, it does. But there's so many dogs that need homes, right? There's so many dogs that need homes. So she got another pug. She actually got this pug before Willie died. She's had him for a year. Joker, he's just over a year. So that's been a blessing because he's helped her heal. But yeah, I can't imagine losing my old man. He's my buddy. He was with me through all my cancer battles. He knew when I was having a bad day and he just lay beside me and didn't ask anything of me. He just laid with me. And so, but it's not fair that they don't live as long as we want them to. Okay, I'm going to put you down because you're bugging me. So, let's talk about gifts. What is, let's say for kids, what's one of your favorite gifts to give? Like little ones, maybe not a teenager.
I guess I don't have a favorite gift. Because I'm very not sentimentally like that. And so I just get them whatever they said they wanted or stuff I think that they'll like. So I've never given a gift to my kids or maybe to anybody that I ever put like much thought into ever. I mean, I don't even have Christmas ornaments and Ricky had to make.
You know what? I totally get it because I live with very bad internet. That's what we talked about the first 10 minutes, I think, of the live. So glad you're back. And me, I'm very sentimental, like too much so. And I got more so after getting, I don't want to keep talking about it, but after having cancer, I got even more sentimental because things started taking on a different light to me.
Right.
And that being said, I don't save every single thing anymore. I used to save all the pictures, all the report cards. I got rid of all that stuff a few years ago. I just really kept really nice things. So I'm just looking. I'm going in and out with, okay. Heather, I definitely will email you about tips for helping with Lily. So have a great Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful, safe holiday. I know here we got walloped here all Thursday and all yesterday. It rained, it snowed.
Anymore. I really thought we do. Yeah. No, we don't. I didn't go outside today. Oh, I did. I left and went to the store. He's lying. We don't have snow.
I was in it most of the day.
Anyways, that's what I thought it was the weather causing our internet to be crappy because we're in the country, so we don't have like the best internet already.
It snowed for, I think it ended up being like 28 hours. Like it just didn't stop. It just didn't stop. So we got quite a bit.
It's gonna snow. I need it to really snow. And
if it's gonna be cold, we might as well have snow. Because if it's not gonna snow, then we might as well have summer year round.
Yes.
So I will say my favorite gift to give little ones, and I mean, honestly, this is any age, but my kids always got at least one book for Christmas because I love giving the gift of reading. I'm a huge reader. I love to read. Books have always been kind of like my coping mechanism, dealing with things.
Right.
And and my kids, I read to them when they were in my belly.
Yeah.
And Gracie would read to my belly when I was pregnant with Aiden. And I have video of her like reading to Aiden, a little baby, and she'd read to him. And he doesn't read as much as he used to. It's harder to find things for him that he's interested in.
Our girls do, but our boys don't. I mean, they can read, but they don't like read books.
He, a couple of years ago, I found this amazing series by an author named, I can't remember the author. The series is called Michael Vey, and the hero, the 14-year-old kid in it, has Tourette's.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, what? And he wrote it for his son who has Tourette's. And there's 8 books altogether. And the 8th book just came out in September. It's been like almost 2 years. And honestly, it was supposed to end at 7, but he said he felt like he had more to tell. So he ended up coming out with an 8th book.
Cool.
And Aiden was so excited. He has been reading that. I got that for him.
Yeah.
I didn't even save it for Christmas. It came out in like September and I gave it to him.
Yeah.
And so that was cool. And we would read it together for a while. And then he started getting to that age where he's like, Mom, I'm just going to read it by myself. And I'm like, okay, just tell me what happened because I want to know. So anyway, so books is always one of my favorites. I love to give books. They a lot of times they ask for a book. Gracie usually has a book on her list, but all her books have come out early.
We have lots of books under the tree right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, because we got Gracie books for her birthday.
In
Because
fact,
that's when
bags. I'll show you a picture when we get done. Huge Barnes and Noble bags.
okay. So kids don't want the stuff we save for them. So I get it, Lynn. Yeah, I mean they don't. They don't want it. So I have
saved everything, and I have it. Like, don't you? There's a tote under there. There's probably a tote in the garage. Like literally his assignments, his doodles, his literally everything.
Yeah, that's okay. Waking up country. I hear you. I know internet it just ruins everything. For me, what I did was one year for Mother's Day, I think Aiden was in kindergarten. They made butterflies and flowers with their handprints.
Yeah.
And we framed that, and I have it hanging up. And I have one of Gracie's that she drew and that I loved, and I had that framed, and we have that hanging up. And that's all the pictures I kept. That's it. I don't, And then like the kids have made ornaments.
That's it. But it was cool. That's why I saved it. It was a really good job. She did awesome on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love books. I had a problem for a long time because I couldn't get rid of my books. Because I actually do reread my books. And one good thing that came from the cancer is memory loss. Some of my books, I know I've read them because if they're in my house, I've read them. I'll read them again. I'm like, I don't remember all this. So it's like a brand new book.
I'll reread magazines too. Magazines is my go-to, and I will read a magazine 1,000 times.
I love magazines. I'm a magazine junkie. That's the problem. I've gotten better because they've gotten ridiculous. I think there's really only 2 that I like to get when they come out, and I occasionally get the crochet ones, but I'm finding I can get crochet patterns for free now online. So there's no sense.
Back before we all had internet and like on our phones, that was like our entertainment,
Yep. And it's where we got our recipes.
And right there.
Yep. So I do like Pioneer Woman magazine. I do get that one when it comes out.
I look at that grocery line.
Every 3 months, that one comes out. Because there's usually recipes. There's usually at least one recipe I will keep out of it.
Right.
But yeah, so and then I'm just trying to think like what are the things. Our kids have never been allowed to have like a 10-page letter for Santa. That was not anything we ever encouraged. It was never anything we said was okay. We started right from the beginning. You can ask for 3 things.
Our kids are telling us like, we want this for Christmas, we want that for Christmas, and we just kind of mental note and just do it that way.
And even now though, I'll tell them, I say, you guys can, ask for 3 things. If you can only get 1 thing, put that at the top.
Right.
And if Santa could only bring you 1 thing, I would totally change how I did Santa too. If I could do it all over again, Santa would not be getting the credit for gifts that he got credit for. Let me tell you.
We have been the poor people before that our kids didn't get anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the school and everybody else got Xboxes and iPads.
And they got a hat and mittens maybe from Santa. Right. And now that I think about that, because some of the kids some of the places we have been posted in, the schools we went to definitely had different variations of.
And I think that's everywhere,
Yeah. And I mean, not that we were rich by any means, but we also had a lot of family who helped. Right. Like my parents usually would like, oh, we want to get that for. I'm like, well, Mom, they asked Santa for it. We don't care who gets the credit. Like, we'll just, so we were very fortunate that way. But now that I think about it, I think about those little ones who went back to class and found out that, Billy got an Xbox and I got a candy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never ever thought about that when the kids were little.
I didn't either. But
the like the poor ones, but I also didn't think of it the other way. But I guess I don't know if the kids thought about it. I didn't think about it when I was a kid. Like my friends got more expensive stuff than I did, you know.
David said he never thought of it, and he grew up very poor. Like he said, there were some Christmases they did get quite a few things, and there were some Christmases where they didn't get as much. So,
and like, no, I remember one year my dad got us a CB, like got my brother and I a CB to go into our vehicles, and that was like the biggest thing I ever got for Christmas.
Lily, what are you doing? Just a second. I'm going to mute just a sec here.
Okay. Lily must be eating something like a Christmas ornament. One gift, right? We didn't get big presents, Jean. We just got like one or two things. We did not have a tree full of things underneath it, and then we got one gift from my grandma and grandpa, and that was it. And then when I met the kids' dad, man, it was like crazy bonkers, like 30 presents for everybody, and it was just crazy.
Get that. The internet isn't reachable.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. I tried to send an announcement and I forgot I don't have the Wi-Fi on. Yeah. I mean, my mother grew up very poor too. But they had, because my grandmother was a single parent, my mother's father walked out on them when the baby was born. And there were 7 of them. And she had a lot of sisters and brothers because my grandmother came from a big family, and they would all chip in and help get. And my mother still has the China tea set that each of the girls got for Christmas that year. My mother still has it. And it's like 60 years old.
Dolls for Christmas when she was little, like it made out of a corn cob, and like I am assuming like the husks, like that's what their Christmas presents would be.
Yeah. I mean, David told me that he literally, like their stocking, he would get an orange, he'd get some chocolate
and a candy cane in our stockings. We didn't get gifts in our stockings.
No, David didn't.
Stockings, you know, it wasn't every year we had stockings.
Yeah. So it was a bit, because Dave and I grew up differently. I mean, I didn't grow up wealthy by any means, but I mean, you know, my dad he was in the military and he had a good job, and
right.
But yeah, I definitely would change how Santa came to this house. And I've told the kids, I hope you guys do it different than what you had. I really do. Right. But even like Grace asked for 5 things this year, but literally 2 of the things were less than $4.
Yeah, and we never went by like how many things, and the kids still do this to me. Like, how come Memphis has 12 presents under the tree and we only have 7? Well, Memphis probably had 3 $5 things under there. Yeah. You know, it has nothing to do with how many. If you ask,
I mean, we talked about this when the kids were like 9 and 10. I said, look, you know, one of you might have 3 more things than the other, but that's because, you know, and they were like, and so they've never thought anything different, right? Because Aiden usually asks for a lot more. The things he likes usually cost like 5 of Grace's gifts.
Same. That's how our boys are too. Like the boys want Xboxes and Oculuses, and the girls are like, I'll take some books. You know, like
Grace wants a pair of long gloves with no fingers in them, and I'm like, oh, just that cost. They're like $3.
Like I need more ideas, please.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I always have them like right out there. And then one new tradition we started this year actually is on Grace's birthday. We all drew names. Yeah. And we all got a stocking that we're all responsible for. So instead of 3 stockings this year, I only had to do 1.
The stockings are expensive. They really are.
Well, it's not just that too. It's just the stress of it and everything. And I mean, though I have helped 2 of them figure out some things, but and it's been fun. And they're actually looking forward to seeing who got, you know, I mean, I know who everybody, there's 4 of us. It's not like there's 20 of us. We kind of all know who got one another.
Christmas is literally me doing all the things. And I mean, Jake probably does not want to do it, but I think that it would be more fun getting everybody involved and who's getting what, you know, like I want to be surprised at whoever got someone else.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's really fun is like, it is fun to get gifts, but I love giving them. I love them. I love to see the reaction when we've surprised them with something.
We've never bought gifts for like our brothers or our moms and dads. Like because we were poor, like it was not a thing. And so when James and I had all the kids, we never bought presents for my brothers or our parents or any of that. Jake's family literally buys everybody all the things, and I'm always like, we can't do that. Like I can't buy everybody gifts. That's crazy.
We don't. We get for David's parents, and honestly, now what we do is we just send them money through their email.
Right.
Like that's what they need. So that's what we send them. And my parents, they're very hard because, you know, they need something. So I don't think mom and dad are watching. I haven't seen them pop up, but I'll send them like a gift card or something.
Right.
Because I can go through my Amazon on the American one and send it to them. So, but that's it. Like I don't even buy for my nieces and nephews anymore because
we just don't.
I wasn't getting thanked. I wasn't getting, like, nothing was appreciated. The last one.
So we'd send her like $20 on Amazon or whatever, but that's it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I made Christmas stockings for everybody a couple years ago. And I took the time out to find what people's colors were, what they were into. I bought the very expensive yarn because I wanted these to be something that would last forever. And I spent a few months making everybody's stockings. And not one of them thanked me. And three of them
still have them.
3 of them don't even know where theirs are anymore. And it's only been 2 years. This would only be the 3rd Christmas they would be using them.
That's really
so it hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
it really did.
Too.
Yeah, so that was it for me. And my mother even told me, don't send them anything. So I mean, like it was the same year. Like I made the dogs theirs this year, and I made all of ours, and I loved them, and the kids loved them. They were surprised. Like I surprised my kids with them, and they were like, you know, I made Gracie's look like a rainbow because the kid loves rainbows. Like she's
ordered crochet stuff with her gift card from her grandparents on Amazon. So she wants to crochet stuff.
Yep. So yeah, so we don't buy for everybody either. We can't afford it. And with shipping the way it is, I can't afford to ship stuff.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. So yeah, and Christmas Eve for us is actually a big deal here. Like we really just enjoy it. And even before we had the kids, David and I, if we didn't go home for Christmas, I guess it's because it always started my parents. Christmas Eve, everybody would come over to my parents' house visiting. Mom and dad would have food out.
Eating supper at my grandma and grandpa's house.
So we would have Christmas dinner at one of my grandparents, depending on whose turn it was on Christmas Day. But Christmas Eve was for a little bit more Christmas cheer and a little bit. And Dad would, do a lot of cooking, and he'd make his divinity fudge for everybody for Christmas, and they'd all go home with a container, and it was all like kind of appetizer foods. So David loved it when he started dating me, and so he really loved that. So we kind of adopted that with just the two of us, and then the kids have come along.
Did the big dinner on Christmas Eve evening when I was a kid, and then we just had like snacky stuff the next day for Christmas. So
so the kids love it. And so like I went shopping today. So Christmas Eve, we have some cheese and crackers. We have, we're going to have a fruit platter, a fruit tray this year, a small one, because the kids can't eat a lot of the raw vegetables and dip anymore because they got braces.
Yeah.
And we have David loves the sweet and sour meatballs that I make. So he has to have them. And and we do that. And we have enough that it actually lasts like through the whole week of Christmas. Like I don't cook a whole lot after Christmas dinner, like, cause we eat pretty much all that for the next 5 days.
Yeah. That's what we do.
And the kids love it. They love it.
I'm gonna make chili and potato soup for our like meal, and then we'll just have snacky stuff.
Yep. And we look forward to it, and the kids like it. I like it because it gives me a break from cooking, because I've been doing a lot of cooking leading up to it.
Production of the food is absolutely like the treats leading up to Christmas, the cookies and all that stuff.
Yeah. And it's exhausting. So it's nice to have a little break from it. Yes. And so we do that every year, and we almost always have the same things every Christmas Eve. Now, when the kids were little, for a few years, we changed things up, and we had our Christmas dinner Christmas Eve, because we were finding they were so excited Christmas Day that they wouldn't eat.
Don't want to eat, and you're so busy putting toys together and finding batteries. You don't have time for anything else.
So Christmas Day, we would have like hot turkey sandwiches for supper or something. But now that they're older, we're back to having it on Christmas Day.
When we worked at a restaurant, I used to get so mad people ordering stuff on the holidays. Like, why are these people doing this? But I totally get it. I low-key wish the kids were going with their dad. That sometimes when the kids go with their dad on Christmas, we need to go like to a Chinese restaurant or something in the city and eat. Like, don't cook anything. Just go
cook anything. Judy, I totally, I'm not trying to compete with their parents because there's no, anyway, there's a lot of family drama with that. But it's not that. But they're not appreciative of any. They're just not. I mean, and my mother even says that they're just not appreciative.
Well, they probably weren't taught how to be that way,
Exactly. That's another live.
That is another live. That's more like maybe a TV show.
So another tradition I have too is I try to make each of the kids. I try to make them a gift every year.
Yeah, that's cool. That is.
I do try.
I don't make anything awesome that my kids want. Maybe when they have houses, though, I'll be like, "I'll decorate your whole house. You can get all these things."
I mean, sometimes it's like one year I made Gracie a matching hat, gloves, and scarf set to match her new winter coat.
I absolutely do that. That's a good.
I've made them blankets, which they still have. Gracie still has her blanket I made her a couple of years ago for her bed.
We have all of the blankets. My mom, she always, like for big events, she'll crochet us a blanket. And she got all of the grandkids a blanket last year. And then all of us kids have a blanket. And so, I mean, those are very, we love them. Yeah. And they're very taken care of.
Yeah. And then I made their stockings a couple years ago. I don't think they're around. I made Aiden a sweatshirt this year.
Yeah.
Because for some reason the school, the coach forgot to order and they won the championship, the team for our area.
Company in your town, we have
we have 7.
That's crazy. I would almost order them or make them for everybody.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what happened. So I think he's going to be pretty excited. I'm pretty happy the way it turned out. And then of course I'm making Gracie's thing. So I do try to do that. And I mean, my favorite gift to receive is homemade. Because I'm that sentimental person. I love a gift that somebody, because I know being a maker myself, it's not being cheap when you make somebody something.
Right.
It's because there's so much involved. There's so much love involved. I take, like I said, the stockings I did that year. I took the time to find their colors they liked. And
time trumps money. If it takes me a long time, that's more to me than if it costs a lot of money or any money. Time is very valuable.
Yep. I mean, each of the kids made me something. Was it last year, the year before? And they made me cry. Of course, it's a contest between David and the kids now to see who can make mom cry for different things. It's not funny. I said, you guys, it's not funny. They all compete now to see if they can. And I do. I love the homemade gifts because I do know what goes into that, and it means a lot. So
I don't get gifts. Did you get gifts when you were with Kristen? Did you have gifts?
Nope, but you're getting gifts this year.
I know. I got Jake a gift this year too.
Now this is the first year David and I said no, we're not. And he did ask me today. He says we're still not getting gifts for each other, right? I'm like, no, I literally have not.
Happy when people say no gifts, and then one of them goes and gets a gift, and that's really terrible position to have someone in. That's not.
I mean, I helped Gracie because Gracie got him for a stocking. She got her dad. I helped her pick out some things, and I might have bought 1 or 2 stocking stuffers that said, here, Grace, just put these in dad stocking. But no, I haven't, because one, Dave and I, if we need something, we get it throughout the year. I'm not waiting for December for something I need to use now. We did get our big purchase already this year. This was kind of for our anniversary / our birthday / Christmas, our fireplace. So just great.
It's an awesome fireplace. I want one of those in my room.
So, and I love the thing, love it. So, so that kind of was his birthday September, my birthday is November, and our anniversary is August. So it kind of was that's for all
Yeah.
All those things. So we got that. And then before we had kids, Dave and I actually would go out. We call it Boxing Day here. The day after Christmas is still a holiday here. It's Boxing Day because, we're so tied with England still. And we go out, and that's it is the day. I mean, in England, it's a big day. In England, Boxing Day is actually almost bigger than Christmas Day, according to our English neighbors.
Sport boxing?
It's called Boxing Day because that's the day you'd start boxing everything up and putting it away.
I'm thinking like boxing, like punching.
No. Boxes you put things in.
Like maybe they had like a Super Bowl, but for boxing instead.
And according to my neighbors, that it's a big deal. Like it's just as big a deal as Christmas in England. It's not here. It's about the stores opening and having huge sales. That's what it is here. Yeah. And David and I, for quite a few years before we had kids and we didn't have to worry about Santa coming on the 25th, David and I would go out on the 26th. We'd get things at 50, 70% off, come back, wrap them up, put them under the tree, and we'd have our Christmas on the 26th together. And I remember one year we got $400 worth of stuff for $125.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. That's the best of all holidays, is being able to get the stuff discounted afterwards.
So we're doing that again this year. I said, if we do, like, each of us need a new robe. I had to check our robes. Our robes had seen better days. And I know they'll be 50% off the day after Christmas.
Right.
So, and I know there's going to be tons left because I looked real quick today, and there's like, unless they sell a gazillion of them in the next 7 days, there was a lot. And nothing ticks me off more than to see buy $60 today, and in 8 days I could get it for 20. So we know we're going to do that this year. We'll go out after Christmas and get a few things that we kind of put off, So I kind of like it. It's been a lot less stress trying to figure out what to get him.
Yeah.
So and like a month ago, he mentioned, he goes, gosh, I need some new jogging pants. And we were in one of the department stores, and they had them like $11, and they had pockets, which he loved. And the ankle was tapered because he didn't want because he's not a tall guy. So he didn't want the real straight legged ones. And I said, let's grab them now. There's no sense me trying to come back in 3 days and get these for you for Christmas. Yeah. And you're probably not going to be here. So he got them. So yeah, it's been a lot less stress this year knowing I'm not buying, because literally I didn't know when I was going to get them. Did not have a clue.
Well, I never had to put any thought into it. I guess I didn't even have to this year. I just was like, oh, I'm going to get Jake this, and I'm going to say it's for Christmas.
Yeah.
Basically how that.
Because I told Gracie basically the things I normally would get him in his stocking. I've told her, this is what you get him for sure. Get these things. But Jean, I think that's beautiful. I do a little bit of quilting. I used to make every baby in the family. I made both my babies quilts and stuff.
Quilts are awesome. I love quilts.
And that is amazing. I think that's just, to me, that would make me cry. So
I would say quilts are right up there.
Oh, I love that, Jean. She'll put their name in and you get to pick which one they want instead of picking one for them. That's cool. I love that. Hello, Cheryl. Thanks for dropping by. I do Christmas Eve dinner and my daughter does. Yep. I look forward to the years when the kids are older and I go there.
We have so many, they're just going to have to come here. Don't, but we're going to stay here and we'll just have what we have right now. Maybe less than that. Jake and I will ice cream out of a tub or something. Yeah.
Well, and you know what? Maybe it's over a course of a couple of days. I think we get too tied up in the one day. And when you look at old England, when you watch, Christmas Carol, it was over several days.
Right.
They had the one day where they celebrated baby Jesus.
Yeah, 12
days. They celebrated throughout the whole week.
Yeah. And winter or is it Yule that starts the day after Christmas and goes to 11th of January or something, or 12th of January.
Well, but that's 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it used to be that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to, And in this year too, Hanukkah ends the day after Christmas. So Hanukkah will be part of Christmas. And I thought that must be so great for people who are interfaith relationships to have them both at some point.
Well, and there's everything that's really cool or little mementos of stuff. So it's cool to be able to see all of it happen
Yeah, because the day itself is over so fast. I think that's why we always enjoyed Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve, because we would do these different things, because the actual day you're all done before you know it. It's 5 o'clock at night and you're like, where'd Christmas go? So yeah, we like to do it over. I will say I'm not happy with our school system this year. They decided to make the kids go a lot later. So Aiden actually has to go to Friday this year, which is crazy. But they don't go back to the 9th of January. And I'm like, who cares about going back the 9th of January? I would rather have, like, normally he would be done around the 20th, 21st, and they'd go back the very first Monday in January after the new year, the 3rd, the 4th, somewhere around there. I loved that. But this year they decided, for whatever reason.
On 21st.
Yeah, our kids get out on Thursday, and they get, how many days, Callie? 10? Which is not very much. It used to be longer than that. And now the adults have to go back to work like as the day after Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, David is off. His whole office closes down starting the 20th, but he also took leave. So he has some extra days because he has some he has to use or he loses them. But he always saves them for this time of year. Like, this is when he takes some time. He doesn't go back until the 9th either. And that's when the kids go back or Aiden goes back. I'm like, geez, you know, I was hoping that he would go back a little bit. So David and I would have a couple of days before.
I know, right? I like Jake comes home like early and the kids aren't home from school yet. And even if we just run into town to get dog food, like it's just us that is doing the whatever.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I don't like that he goes right. And I said to him, I said, you know, if you're not doing anything important Thursday and Friday, you can stay home. He's got a test on Thursday and a test on Friday.
Ugh.
What teacher does that?
Our kids, they have like, or no, is it when you go back, you have your final stuff, Callie? It's right when they get back.
We always did too. When I literally would have to, in high school, I would have to study for my exams during Christmas vacation.
That's terrible.
It is. Here, they don't have exams until the very end of January going into February. And here, exams are only worth 5% of your final grade. They were worth 50 when I went to school.
I would not do them if they were only 5%. I'd be like, fail me for 5% then. I'm not doing.
What it is if you need to bring your grade up, it can help you. But if you're already doing all right, it's just extra gravy. When I was in high school, you're failing your exam. Like, your exam could make or break you. If you failed your exam, you were failing the class.
Right.
Like, and to me, I agree with it. I don't think it should be worth so much. You know, like, what does that prove? Just because you don't do well in exam doesn't mean you didn't take everything in all semester.
Right.
Like, look at the grade the whole way along. Yeah. But they're doing it a bit different this year because, like, Aiden's in grade 10. He didn't have exams last year because the schools got shut down again.
Yeah.
Right before Christmas break. Yeah. They got sent home early and they stayed shut down until after February. So they didn't do exams last year because they didn't even do semestering last year. It was totally different because of what was going on.
Right.
And so because the grade 9s last year, now the grade 10s didn't know what that is. Grade 9 and 10 this year is still not doing a true exam.
Yeah.
They're doing something and he gets to come home the rest of the day. He goes Monday, takes one test, comes home. Goes Tuesday, takes one test. If you can go get him, like, I'll go get him. He'll come home.
Yeah. Our kids get their stuff's done and then we can go get them or whatever.
Yeah. And I like that because I get it. And he's like, I don't know why we're not. Because I said, because you guys didn't have them last year and they're trying to, this way, they help you figure them out. So next year, grade 11, when you have a real one, you'll be a little bit more because nothing was normal last year for grade 9.
Right.
I felt so bad for him. It's hard enough going to high school for the first time, and then it's not a normal high school. So, yeah. See, my nephew, because he went to high school in Florida because my parents raised him. So he moved to Florida with my parents, and he started grade 7, I think, in Florida, and then ended up graduating high school. They also get out in May. Like, you guys are done school in May, and we're not done school until like literally June 30th.
Yeah.
So and it's nice that, let them have them before, and then they don't have to worry about it over Christmas break. Like, I had to worry because usually my math, I needed to get a good grade on my exam or I was going to fail my math. So
I definitely did not worry. I don't even remember doing exams. I just didn't.
$77. Now, to talk about that, Dave and I were at the grocery store Thursday night, because Wednesday night, because the sale ended Thursday and there was a couple of things on sale Wednesday I really wanted to get. So we went and Dave was like, Len, come here, come look at these turkeys. They were on sale, $18 off. Okay. $18 off. And he said, look at this turkey. And I'm telling you, it looked like a chicken. I've never seen a turkey so small. I didn't even know you could get turkeys this small.
We have big chickens. Like, they're literally the size of turkeys. And didn't cost anything. Those turkeys were way too expensive for Thanksgiving.
This thing was $18 off. It was still $42. David looked at me and he said, and that's on sale. And we bought our...
That was because remember when the avian flu?
Yep. Well, that's what's happening out in BC. My cousin lives in British Columbia, and they have two. A lot of our chickens come from BC. They have two of the biggest chicken farms in Canada. They got
and they had to kill all of their stuff.
Every one of them. And Michelle said, if you can find a turkey right now in BC, it's ones they've had to bring in. So they have to charge more because they had to pay more. And she said the cheapest one she saw was like $65.
Yeah, I never even thought about that. I bet that's why they're so expensive.
It is.
I'll tell you something, Jean. I think if I had to do it again, I would homeschool. That's another regret I have. I would definitely, but public school teaches you that you can't teach your kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like they put that in your head that you can't, like they have to go to school. They have to go to school to get an education. And what we have learned, because my father homeschooled one of my nieces.
Society and our parents and our grandparents and our friends teach us that we can't teach our children, not the school.
Because part of it is what my father learned, because he did help my niece. He homeschooled her for 2 years when she was having some problems. He found like, it doesn't mean you have to do this. You can go out to the garden and work in the garden, and that can be science class.
When we did homeschooling during the
craziness
world, we literally did not do anything. Like, we just did chores, we did normal stuff here. The girls would help me cook. The boys would split wood, like just stuff around the house, So
yeah, I would totally, if I could go back, it's one of the things I would change. Especially Aiden might not have done as well because he's a little bit more social. Grace, I think, would have thrived homeschooling. I know she would have.
Go to school is so they can socialize.
Yeah. And Gracie didn't socialize because she had a problem. And she actually, her best year of school was her final year of school where she got to do everything online.
Right.
She had the best grades. She had the best.
Better that way,
Yeah. Aiden didn't do as well. He hated it. So I think it depends on the kid. We do go out in May, but we start in August. Yeah, that's like, because when my parents would go to Maine in the summer, they'd always have to leave way early because Tyler would have to get back to school in Florida. So I nearly died when I went to my Aldi and a dozen eggs were $4. Now, I know that's high for the States.
They are expensive. They're almost $4 here.
Now, that was what we were paying before inflation. So now they're like $6 and $7 organic free range, which is what my chickens are. You can't even touch them. They're like $12.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And I sell mine for $5 and I sell like a lot. So I've never seen eggs 48 cents a day. Never. I think the cheapest we've ever had eggs here for maybe was $2 or $3. That might be the cheapest.
If my phone dies, I don't know what will happen to my screen. It's at 3%.
Uh-oh.
It's clear up in the air. I can't get the charger to it. I'm trying. It's not happening.
Oh. A lot of people don't understand these mass killings. I don't understand it either. And they were saying that 95% of the chickens they killed didn't even have it.
No.
Didn't even have it.
Control thing. That's all that was.
We
live right next to a chicken farm, a big commercial chicken farm, and we did not get any flu.
Yeah. Again, that's for another live, but I think it's awful convenient. It's awfully convenient.
Precautions and stuff to some extent, like wearing different shoes back in the coops and stuff. But I mean, there's animals and chickens and whatever all over that fly over here and drink out of waters and stuff.
Yeah. No, I will say we bought 3 frozen turkeys back when we had our Thanksgiving back in October because they were $15 each. And David's like, we'll have one for Thanksgiving and we'll put 2 away. We'll have one for Christmas. And then I'll make another one like somewhere in February because we love turkey dinner. Aiden actually loves turkey dinner. It's one of the few meats he eats.
Right? Our boys like that too.
I'm so glad I did that because they're crazy. Like there's no way I'd be paying $60 or $42 for a turkey that would only feed 2 of us.
I'm going to go find an extension cord.
Okay.
Okay.
Exactly, Jean. Exactly. You said kind of what I was thinking. So that's what it's crazy. And but what I really hope people do is just because you've always had a turkey for Christmas, don't buy it if you can't afford it. Like, don't do it. Like, find, like, do a pork roast or do a chicken. Do a couple chickens if you have to have enough of them. Like, I don't pay $65. Like, just because I think sometimes we get so wrapped up in, oh, we always have turkey for Christmas. It's not Christmas if it's not turkey. Christmas is not the turkey. So, like, I hope people aren't paying that because, don't go into debt trying to have Christmas dinner. Like, it's just insane. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that David said, let's buy 3. We'll have one for this Thanksgiving and then we'll have one for Christmas. And so they've been in our deep freezer. And yeah, we got them for $15 each. I think it worked out to 89 cents a pound, something like that. They're good size turkey. Like there's plenty of meat on them for us, and I still have leftovers, and I'll still make like probably a turkey soup out of it or something. Yeah, I know. And I was saying, like, now, like where Tanya is, her turkeys were crazy in her part of Iowa at Thanksgiving. Like, she sent me pictures. Like, she ended up doing chicken because it was insane. And then my parents in Florida, they got theirs for like 59 cents a pound.
Thanks.
So I think it depended on maybe where you were in the States, because I was hearing everyone talking on different channels about how the turkeys were insane in the States, and my parents were getting worried. And then they found one they were finding them for 59 cents a pound. Now, what my mother noticed, there wasn't a lot of, if you spend $100, you get a free turkey. She noticed there wasn't a lot of the grocery stores doing that this year.
I didn't see that anywhere.
Yeah. We were having an Italian Christmas dinner. Ooh, I'll be there. I love lasagna. And
One year we had homemade pizza for Christmas dinner, and it was so amazing.
I usually do New Year's Eve if we don't order in Chinese. Sometimes we order Chinese for New Year's Eve, but we probably won't this year because we're not having much. Well, no, we did find that new one that's pretty good. I do either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day if we don't have prime rib, if I couldn't find prime rib for a decent price, but usually they're on sale right around now. I did a sausage rigatoni. Like, we love it with homemade garlic bread. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly. We do the appetizers Christmas Eve, which, yeah, basically. So that my meals of the week video that went up today, I made that pot pie. Oh my gosh. We had it for, it's so much better even the next day. We had lunch yesterday. Yeah, we had it for lunch yesterday, and there's still like enough there for each of us to have lunch again tomorrow. It's even better the next day. And I don't know why, because like Dave is like, you know what, you haven't made in a long time. And I knew what he was going to say. Like, I literally knew it. And I was just thinking it myself the other day. So you haven't made pot pie in a while. And I'm like, yeah, I was going to make it at Thanksgiving, but we all ate the turkey. Like, we ate it all for everything else. So I said, well, I'll put that on the menu plan. And I always put off making it because I'm like, oh, it really isn't that much work. I don't know why I always think it's so time consuming, because it isn't.
Like our chowders and stuff, I used to think like, oh man, it's going to take forever. But it really, like, the hardest part is cutting up bacon for most of it.
I mean, it is a lot of chopping and stuff, but now that I have that chopping thing, that just like that makes it so much easier. And if you do that the day before, like I should have, then it's a lot easier. But yeah, it was really good. I'm like, definitely going to be making that. I said, that might become something once a month. David's all for it. Like, it's one of his favorite meals is pot pie. last week eggs were $1.97, non-organic. I bought extra turkey at Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's why we're having beef for Christmas. We are turkeyed out.
And turkey is just overrated. It's just not like so amazing that, I mean, it's good with that meal.
It's good.
Stuffing and gravy and whatever, but it's not like the cream of the crop.
We actually like the spiral ham. I mean, we go crazy for the ham.
Too, and I hate it. I have like so much ham frozen all the time because I hate it.
Oh, the kids won't eat it. Aiden used to love it.
Something, I don't know. I love pork. Like, I really love pork, but I just do not like the ham.
Yeah, and Aiden likes pork chops, but just something. And he used to, like, he said, can we have ham instead of Thanksgiving? Because he'd always get upset that we'd have turkey. Because, you know, he's like, I like turkey, but I love ham. And then something happened about 3 years ago, and he just won't eat it now. So
it shouldn't have even come through. Jake was trying to, there's a button on the side of your iPhone. You can put it on like do not disturb.
Yeah,
and
I have it on my Android.
I have that on, and it was still booting me out when Dad called. And he won't stop calling until I answer him.
That's weird because my do not disturb, I put it on when I'm making videos and stuff though.
Right.
I'm hoping some point, it won't be right away, but some point next year I can save up and get an actual camera for recording. For
sure. That has to be goals for me too. Because this phone stuff is for the birds.
You know, and then we can turn, like, I can get a tripod that will let me turn the camera and aim down and
correct angle, because like your front facing camera is really poop, but you can't see what you're doing if you turn your phone the other way. And that's how I have to record. I have to record not seeing what I'm recording at all.
And I mean, I've been very lucky because Gracie's kind of become my camera woman the last couple of videos I've done, and she's getting pretty good. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do if you're not around, and I have to go back to putting the tripods all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not a huge pie crust fan. Like,
I love pie crust.
My mother literally will eat just pie crust with a little bit of salt. She loves it. Like,
the best.
I'm not a huge pie crust fan. Like,
I
even
didn't
for
know thing until like people just like would leave their whole big crust. I'm like, what are you doing? Why?
My mother's like, are you going to eat that? And I'm like, I saved it for you because she loves it.
Yep.
I've never been a fan. I mean, I've had good pie crust. It's just, I don't like, my mother literally loves it. Like, she's like, oh, are you going to make a homemade pie crust when she was here? Like, she loves it. And David likes it with the pie crust. I actually like it more with a biscuity type. And then it's more like, well, I like chicken and dumplings because that's what that is basically.
Yeah.
But one of my subscribers had made a comment that she makes a pot pie and she saw somebody make it with a pour on top. It's like a little bit looser. So you pour it on top and bake it. And I'm like, that sounds really good. So I'm going to try that. But yeah, I'm not a big pie crust fan. So I would much rather, but then again, I'm a bread fan. So if it's a biscuit, I'm going to eat it. I make eating instead of rolling them out. Oh yeah. Yep. No, I mean, when I do, what was that? Did you hear that? It sounds like a duck quacking.
Can you hear it on your phone like that? Oh, I have the laptop. Let me see if I can hear it on the laptop.
Oh, I think it is your sounding a little robotic. Is it me?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I can hear it when you talk.
Uh-oh. Okay. Anybody in the comments, can you let us know when I'm talking? Does it sound robotic? Gremlins. Yeah, gremlins.
She can't hear it, and we can hear it. I can hear it. It sounds like we're robots. It's like, it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, you sound like very robotic to me right now, and it just came out of nowhere. That sounded like some kind of possessed demon. I don't hear it. Okay, let me just, I'll come back.
I wonder if I sound like that. Of course, I can't hear myself. Let me turn it up. I'll see if I can hear me on the computer.
Is this better now?
No, it's not better.
No. Having issues.
Yeah.
Let me just click on
Even
this.
I sound like that when you walked out and it was just me. It's even I sound like that. So I don't know if it's a StreamYard issue.
Yeah, I think it might be a StreamYard. I don't think this is a Wi-Fi. I think this is a StreamYard.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, just lost Tanya. Okay. Am I sounding robotic or am I sounding better? I want to keep talking so you can hear me. Jean says it's you. Am I sounding better now, or is it still robotic? Is it still scary voice? Uh-oh. Can nobody? It isn't. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think it might have been. I mean, we've been on for almost 2 hours, so which I had a feeling because when Tanya and I get together, it becomes a party. But oh, that's what happened. Oh. Okay. All right. Good. Good to know. She said her phone got plugged in, but didn't flip the switch. So that was it. Her phone was dying, and that must have been why she sounded that way. Merry Christmas, Judy. I hope you have a lovely Christmas. I hope it's healthy and happy and all the good things. And this will be my last live for this. I guess I should have said that. This will probably be my last live of the year. No, not the year. This will be my last live before Christmas because next Saturday is Christmas Eve. So I won't be going live, but we will go live somewhere in between there before the new year. But I do have a few videos planned. So my schedule is all messed up. Normally I put videos out Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays between the collabs I've been a part of and just the kind of videos I've been doing. I didn't only want to do 2 days for meals of the week this week. So I kind of went an extra couple of days before I put a video out. So there won't be a video tomorrow. I do have one made and I could put one out, but I put one out Friday just because I wanted to say hi and let you guys know about the live tonight. And I put one out today. Actually, I probably should have saved that for Sunday. So there won't be a video for me tomorrow. And I hope to be back and there won't be one Monday. So I'll probably try and get back to my normal schedule on Tuesday. So look for a video on Tuesday. I might do more than 3 this week. I'm not promising anything because I have some Christmas things I'm making that I'd like to share with you all. So you might just get videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. So we'll see. You'll see them. They'll be out at some point, but hopefully you will see, at least you'll definitely see 3 this week, maybe more. So we'll see. I mean, Christmas Eve is creeping up really, really fast, faster than, and I just realized David went to make me a tea like an hour and a half ago and he never came back with it. So I didn't get a tea with my live tonight. So I guess I'll wrap it up. Thank you all for joining. I hope you all have a fabulous Christmas. I hope it's all healthy, happy. I hope Santa finds you and he's good to you. And I just hope you all, I wish the best for you all. And I hope this new year is a good year coming. I think I said that last year too. So there were some good things this past year. There were some good things. Oh, what kind of pup, Jean? Now I got to stay for a second. What kind of pup? So yeah, share Merry Christmas to you all. And I will say I am so thankful for all of you who watch my videos I put out. All my videos I put out, who come in and join my lives. I've just been doing my channel just over a year. I've said this before, and I'll be saying it many more times. It has turned into much more than I ever anticipated. The comments you all write to me, I wish you could be here when I read them, and I'm yelling to my family, "Oh, hey, look what somebody just wrote!" you know, my husband comes home from work. I'm like, look at my comments on my video today. It's true. I'm not lying. Like, I get so excited, and I appreciate you all so much. And I never thought I'd be doing this. I really didn't. If you told me 2 years ago I'd be doing this, I would have laughed and laughed and laughed and said, you're crazy. So it's been quite a blessing and quite a ride this last year. And getting monetized back in October was my first goal, and it was the best. I mean, when it happened, I think my whole street heard me. True story. I think everybody on our street out here heard me. So, yep. So my Christmas wish to all of you is just that you all stay healthy and well, and you have great Christmases. And we will see you all after Christmas. I will do a live sometime after that. So take care, everybody. God bless. And I'm just looking. Yeah, I would say big no. Very big no on the hound myself. Having had a beagle that didn't work out, and then my husband's had many, many dogs growing up. My uncles have had hounds. They're a lot. They're a lot. Thank you. I tend to be. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I could never be a professional poker player because I don't have a poker face. Just don't. So good night, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. If the storm's hitting you that just hit us, stay safe, everybody. Stay warm. And we'll see y'all soon, and look for some videos this week. Goodbye, everybody. God bless. Have a great Christmas.